The male mechanic eats his wife's sardines every day, even though his wife's sardines don't have any eyes, but he ate them with relish because he was born blind. Not only did he not know what a sardine looked like, he didn't even know what his wife looked like. He didn't know that the reason why she made him sardines with no eyes every day. She wanted him to be as blind as the sardine, because she was afraid that when her husband regained his sight, she was afraid that after he regained his sight, he would think she was ugly. It turns out that the man is a famous blind mechanic, since he's the most handsome man in the village. He had a lot of business. One day, a beautiful lady came to his massage parlor, and it was this woman who influenced his life. While Mike was seriously massaging her, the lady suddenly interrupted his work. She complimented him on his good looks. She said that if he wasn't blind, his wife wouldn't be good enough for him. When Mike was at a loss for words, the noblewoman suddenly got up and said she had a friend. He's never been able to walk since he was born, but since he went to a temple on the mountain every day, after 100 days of praying, not only could he walk normally, and found a beautiful wife. Mike was deep in thought when he heard that. After returning home from work, Mike immediately asked his wife. He also wanted to go to the temple on the mountain to make a wish, to try to restore his eyesight. Unexpectedly, his wife's face suddenly became grave when she heard the news. She asked Mike what he wanted to see most if his sight was restored. Hearing Mike say that he would like to see her face the most after his sight was restored, the wife said in a profound manner, "Don't hate me when you see me." But Mike said, "I don't know." After that, Mike went to the temple every day to pray for his sight to return. But the wife was worried that her husband would abandon her when he regained his sight, because Mike was blind. The ugly wife was lucky enough to marry him. To find out what his wife looked like, every time he came to the temple, Mike would make a wish. When David next door found out that Mike often went to the mountain to make a wish, he told him not to get his hopes up, because his wife also often went to the mountain to pray. But it didn't help. Mike was puzzled. He had never heard his wife say she prayed for herself, although Mike was half convinced by David's words. But he didn't ask his wife about it when he got home. He kept coming to the temple every day to pray. Soon it was the 100th day of praying at the temple. This time, Mike put his hands together. He prayed harder than usual. He hoped that God would show him a blessing. But when he opened his eyes, his vision was still dark. Realizing that this method might not work, Mike returned home in despair.